actually deliver babies. That's my job, and had done it for about 2.5 years before I met Rebecca and got pregnant myself. And when my midwife told me I needed a doula, I didn't really think I did because, well, for one, I had a midwife, and number two, I delivered babies, so I really knew what it was all about. But I decided to go ahead and take her advice because she was someone I trusted. And, looking back on it, it kind of amazes me that every woman doesn't have a doula with them during pregnancy and labor and then for afterwards, because, I think this process really should be one that's a process where a woman is supported by her whole community. And often I don't think we have our whole community around us. We don't have all of our extended family, and even if we do, they often aren't familiar with birth and the process and how to really be supportive through that. And so the role of a doula, I think now, is even more important because I think they really can provide that for women. And now I actually encourage everyone who I help through labor to get a doula because it was such a powerful experience for me. So my pregnancy had been a difficult pregnancy, and having the support of Rebecca once we had met her was really wonderful. And then my labor ended up being a really difficult labor, and nothing went according to plan. It was almost as if everything we had planned for, the exact opposite happened. And we ended up getting transferred to the hospital, and which I did not want to have happen, and having an epidural, and then needing Pitocin to kind of help my labor along, which is a medication which I also did not want, and ended up having a C-section, which didn't go very well. And through that whole process of all of these things happening, which were really difficult for me because I had so much invested in having this home birth and having things be a certain way, it was really invaluable to have a doula there and have a doula we loved like Rebecca there, just to be kind of a grounding force and help kind of bring me back to what was important and help advocate for me in the hospital when, we had to change our plan. She would try to advocate for little things that would make it a little bit easier for me to kind of accept the changes. And then I was really lucky in that Rebecca got to come in with me for my C-section when all was said and done, many hours, maybe days later. And my C-section was really hard. Some kind of unusual things happened, and it was really, the only thing I remember is really Rebecca being there for that, and Marko being there. I don't remember a lot of my labor, actually, because it was such a hard labor. But I do remember Marko and Rebecca and a few other people being there, and it was really invaluable. I remember coming out of it and over the next few days really just being so grateful that we had found her because she was kind of like this light through the whole process of what ended up being really hard. I mean, honestly, I don't remember a lot of the details after my labor really started, but I remember thinking that, being worried about Marko too and how he was going to deal with me being in a lot of pain and everything that happened. And I remember feeling a peace of mind knowing that Rebecca was there and that she would also keep an eye on him and help him. Because, he actually got really, really ill right before I went into labor. And so he was kind of horribly ill. And, and that just made having Rebecca there so much better. And that was something we never could have expected would have happened. So it really gave me some peace of mind that she was there. Looking back over the whole process of the labor, both, being pregnant and then the labor and then afterwards, it was this crazy adventure and really different than what we thought it was going to be and had planned for it to be. And I think the smartest thing we did in that whole time was to pick a doula. And we were really lucky to find a doula like Rebecca, who was really committed to us and committed to our experience and being as good as it could be, and just committed to us as people and our family. And since then, we've actually gotten to really love her as a person, and she's still a part of our lives. So I think of all of that, that was the smartest decision we made. So here we are. It's been a year and a half, and this rambunctious munchkin, Jupiter, we call him Juju, is the result of all of that. Jupiter, can you say hi? Hi. Hi.